Hey, Patriots, Trump supporters, we're about to make a huge mistake, y'all. Y'all need to hear me out on this. Hey, y'all remember just a few years back whenever we was making all those funny videos about I'll trade you a sheet of plywood for a brand new F-150 and all that stuff because we was making fun of Sleepy Joe about how high the prices was on lumber and stuff? Hey, I went into the Lowe's to get me some plywood because I'm remodeling my bathroom, and I went and grabbed me a float and walked over to the lumber section. Went to load me up some 3/4 inch plywood. You ain't gonna believe how much that stuff cost. $30 a sheet, that's what it was. I blew my mind, y'all. Almost loaded up 3 times more than I needed just because it was so cheap, y'all. $30 a sheet. I hadn't seen prices like that in years, y'all. So I went ahead and loaded up what I needed and got on back home, and I was like, why in the world is plywood so cheap now? And 2x4s and 2x6s, all of it's back down to normal levels, y'all. I was like, why is that so cheap? Well, I got up on the DuckDuckGo. Hey, look, not really. Look, I used the Google too, okay? I did do that. Hey, y'all can use the Google, just don't tell nobody. All right, look, now I ain't trying to get kicked out of MAGA, all right, by spreading good news here, but you got to hear me out on this. I got up on the Google too, y'all, and I asked it. I said, why is plywood so much cheaper than it was when Donald Trump was president? And you know what it told me? Told me because of them tariffs that he put on that lumber from Canada. That's what it was, is all that soft wood that we get, plywood and 2x4s and 2x6s and all that stuff. He put big old tariffs on there, and the Canadians was passing that cost down to us, the consumer. That's why plywood was dang near $100 a sheet after he left office, y'all, because of them tariffs. That's exactly what it was. Look, hey, them Democrats was right all along about that. That tariffs like that, that's a tax on us. They still going to sell lumber because we still need it. But they ain't going to eat that cost. They're going to pass it right down to us. And that's exactly what they did. That's why we was paying so much for plywood and making fun of Sleepy Joe about it when it was Donald Trump's fault the whole time, y'all. $30 a sheet. Hey, look it up. If you don't believe me, you can go to Google. Hey, like I said, you can use the Google. You can use it. Hey, but don't tell nobody. Now listen, look at the Google and ask it the same question. Did Donald Trump's tariffs have any effect on the price of lumber in the United States? And see what it tells you. Look it up. Hey, and then I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Them Democrats was telling me the same thing about gas prices. Remember, we was all upset about gas prices. $5 a gallon just about. And that was Donald Trump too, y'all. They was right about that, because when I looked into that, that was dang sure what he did just before he left office. Negotiated OPEC Plus. You know what that was? That was getting the Saudi Arabians and the Russians to cut back on their oil production, because oil's a global market. And if you cut the oil out of the global market, all the oil prices go up globally. And that's what they did. 2.5-year deal. That's why we was paying so much at the gas pump, is because Donald Trump negotiated OPEC Plus just before we left office, y'all. And here we was blaming Joe Biden on gas prices, y'all. Put all them silly stickers on the gas pump. Them should have been pictures of Donald Trump saying I did that. That because he did that, y'all. All that was Donald Trump. All these housing prices and stuff, the rent and all the ridiculous house prices, Donald Trump and Republicans. Yep, pulling back all those regulations from Dodd-Frank and stuff that was passed after the housing crash, trying to make sure that didn't happen again. And it opened up the ability for some of these big old investment groups like BlackRock and Vanguard to go around the country buying up all the single-family homes and sitting on them to artificially drive the price up. Donald Trump did that too, y'all. I know, and that's why I'm telling you, hey, we're about to make a big old mistake trying to put him back in the White House, because he don't know what he's doing. Them Democrats are right about that. He's to blame for all this stuff. Hey, and listen here, if prices start going up in mid-October or something, it ain't got nothing to do with Joe Biden, y'all. Ain't got nothing to do with Democrats or nothing. It's the longshoremen going on strikes, what it is, because they want better wages and they want guarantees that they won't be replaced by automation. So they're negotiating with them to make sure that happens, or they're going to go on strike. Now, we can't blame Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or nobody for that, just because hardworking people want better wages and fair treatment. Okay? It's them, so don't go out there blaming Kamala Harris and Joe Biden for it, because it'll make you look dumb, all right? So anyway, that's what I learned, y'all. And like I said, get on the Google. Use the Google. Don't tell nobody you did it, okay? Get on the Google and ask that question I told it to ask, all right? Inmate Trump 2024.